going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. We are rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates, so you guys can be kept up to date every single day with all the latest Manchester City transfer news here on my YouTube channel. So do subscribe if you haven't already, it is free. Also, don't forget social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Also, don't forget to let me know your thoughts on what you make of these transfers in the comments below. And lastly, the like goal is 300 likes on this video, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Hit it on the last one. Can we hit it on this one? That would be great. So, starting off with the outs. Interest in this one. James Trafford, he's expected to complete his move to Burnley. That's expected to come today. We've not had official confirmation of that as of yet. But Fabrizio Romano says Manchester City, they are including a buyback clause, which in itself is interesting. But he's also revealed the amount. He says it's going to be triple that of what Manchester City are allowing James Trafford to be sold for. Now, he's been sold not for a flat £19 million, but it is a deal worth £19 million. It's a bit unclear as to whether it's triple the price of the whole deal or whether it's just the initial fee that Manchester City are paying. But if it is for the whole deal, then triple that of £19 million means if Man City want to re-sign James Trafford, it's going to cost us £57 million, which would make him one of the most expensive goalkeeping transfers ever of all time. It's a whopping amount of money for a goalkeeper. So that's Manchester City's buyback clause that they've put in there, and I just left a comment next to that which simply just says, wow. Would love to know your thoughts of that in the comments below. Now, moving on, we've got the latest on Aymeric Laporte. Now, Relevo over in Spain have said that Athletic Bilbao will remain keen on re-signing Aymeric Laporte from Manchester City. Let's not forget that Manchester City did sign Aymeric Laporte from Athletic Bilbao, so they're interested in bringing Aymeric Laporte back to them. Apparently, Laporte's very relaxed about his future and very relaxed right now about what's going to happen with his future. Apparently, he's in no hurry to get it sorted. He doesn't believe that his future is going to get sorted in the coming days. He thinks it might be something that, if it does get sorted this summer, could come a little bit later in the window. So he's relaxed about his situation, and dare I suggest this might be suggesting perhaps that Laporte could be staying at Manchester City, of course, with the future of Kyle Walker still not sorted and Josko Gvardiol has not been signed by Manchester City. I'd be very surprised if City did sanction the sale of Laporte before something was done about our defence, in particular if Kyle Walker is sold, because I think the last thing Manchester City want is to let too many key players leave all at once. Disrupts the harmony of the squad, but also letting these players leave and then not replacing them till later in the window. Clubs know you need a replacement, they're going to be asking for more money. So for me, I think Manchester City just weighing up the situation and weighing up what's best to do when it comes to letting players leave, which players are going to leave and when's the right time for them to leave and what replacements we're going to be going after as well. So very interesting when it comes to City transfers, but Laporte looks like this one may go on for the rest of this summer. Now, moving on to the ins, we've got a new name, and it comes in the form of Roger Gabriel from Bahia. Now, Bahia are a club based in South America, in Brazil. They're part of the City Football Group, and Manchester City have brought him over to the City Football Academy, and he's training with the Manchester City under-19s team. Now, he's a 16-year-old attacking midfielder. Not only is he going to be training with the under-19s Manchester City team for the foreseeable future, it's also expected that he's going to be taking part in a tournament involving Manchester City's under-19 side in Portugal as well. That's according to Gabrielle Gomes over on Twitter. So a very interesting one there, and this may just be Manchester City utilising their ties with the City Football Group and bringing in some of the top talents from around the world. Anyone that's showing a lot of promise, bring them to Manchester City's wonderful facilities to showcase what they can do, and then go from there as well. So Roger Gabriel at this moment in time, albeit temporarily, is a Manchester City young player. Now, moving on to the final transfer and the real meat of this video, because I want to speak about Riyad Mahrez and replacements. So, this is an update on a new name for this window, not a new name to Manchester City, because we have been linked, albeit quite a while back, like a couple of years ago. But it comes in the form of an update on Dani Olmo over at RB Leipzig. Now, Pete O'Rourke on Twitter, he said that Dani Olmo of Leipzig is of interest to Manchester City to potentially replace Riyad Mahrez. Leipzig Leipzig's stance, like it is with Josko Gvardiol, they're under no pressure to sell. They've already made a tremendous amount of money in this window from other players' sales. So if Manchester City want to sign Gvardiol, if they want to sign Dani Olmo, they're going to have to pay the price that RB Leipzig are looking for, unless these players start handing in transfer requests and refusing to train and refusing to play for the club. Then that's a way of forcing the transfer. Quite frankly, a lot of these players that Man City go after, Harry Kane's a brilliant example of that. They're just not going to do that. They may communicate to the club, like Gvardiol has, of his intention to want to leave the club and sign for Manchester City, and RB Leipzig are going to stand in his way. They've got absolutely no problem with that, but if Man City want to sign him, then Manchester City have to pay that price. And it'll be the same with Dani Olmo as well. He showed a lot of promise. He's a player that's very adaptable. He's versatile, can play on the left, right, and through the centre, so I can see why Dani Olmo would be of interest to Manchester City. No price has been put on this transfer, and to replace someone of quality like Riyad Mahrez is going to cost a lot of money. And I'm going back to my point that I was making in the Aymeric Laporte segment of this video, when I was saying that when it comes to Manchester City selling players, all of a sudden when City are bringing in replacements, clubs are going to ask for a little bit more because they know that Manchester City need that replacement and they need them now. So if Laporte leaves Manchester City, then Man City need a replacement. So if we go after another alternative to Josko Gvardiol, clubs are going to be asking for more money. If we let Riyad Mahrez leave without getting a replacement sorted, all of a sudden when we come after attacking players, wide players, and replacing Riyad Mahrez, clubs are going to be asking for more money as well. So I think this is a very delicate situation that needs to be get further clarification on. And if I was Manchester City, I'd get an agreement in principle with Al Ahly when it comes to Riyad Mahrez's transfer, once they're willing to pay the price that City are looking for, £30 million. And before I sanction that sale, I would be getting a replacement lined up. That's exactly what Leipzig are doing with Gvardiol. It's sensible. It's a sensible transfer strategy, so you're not getting ripped off in the market. You don't want to sell a player, sanction it, get that money in, and then go after a replacement. Clubs know you've got that money, and so Manchester City need to be cautious when it comes to bringing in a replacement for Riyad Mahrez. And Dani Olmo is a good player, and he won't be the last player, of course, over the summer that's going to get linked with being the replacement of Riyad Mahrez. I've heard murmurs of Leroy Sané. I've heard murmurs of Sadio Mane. There's lots of players that are going to be linked with Manchester City, and City will be interested in every single player that's potentially wants to come to the club that could replace Riyad Mahrez, but there's a big difference between being interested in bringing a player in and actually bringing them in. And Manchester City, to me, a sensible strategy here. If we do want Dani Olmo, for example, then Manchester City, get that agreement with Leipzig before you sanction the sale of Riyad Mahrez. Get that agreement in, then sanction that sale of Riyad Mahrez. He leaves, you get the money, you've got the agreement in place, and you bring the other player in. That's a sensible transfer strategy, in my opinion, and one that I would recommend that Manchester City do take up when it comes to replacing Riyad Mahrez. Man City are very good in the market. Manchester City are not stupid, and I'm sure that they will do and find a very good replacement for Riyad Mahrez should he leave Manchester City, and replacing any other players that potentially may leave the club as well, including the likes of Kyle Walker, Aymeric Laporte, etc, etc. So there we go. That has been today's transfer update. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy this video, leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Do let me know your thoughts, what you make of these transfers, in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Daily Manchester City transfer updates coming throughout the whole of the summer transfer window. So if you want to stay up to date, first and fast on YouTube every single day with all the latest Manchester City transfer news, make sure you have subscribed to my channel. It is free. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.